door.
I'm not on the door.
Yeah, because anybody passing will be yourself up, woman, if you're gonna walk past me. Do. Manage. Yo, man, just try a thing, Wagwan, man. Bless up yourself, man. Bless up yourself. Hope everything is good. Bless up, bless up. I don't even know how this thing works. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Welcome to my first chat, live chat. I guess I should put on my glasses because I can't see one shit, eh? I can't. Yeah, but there I know. I just give a little update. I just come on to give a little update as to what going on. I'm trying to do a video and I'm telling you, man, editing is not easy. Anybody who doing YouTube, respect to them, man. Because I've been trying to edit like 2-3 days and one little 5-minute video. I'm just like, can't bother with that. Yeah. So how about you, Yaga? Everything good? I'm going to give an update as to my process in my Kenya trip, my Kenya voyage, stuff that's been going on. Are any questions you might have? Yeah, so don't know if you've been following the story. When some time ago, I had to take some time off, and I went to Kenya, and Kenya really saved me. When I lie, like being there, being amongst our people, really, really saved me. When I lie. And then we kind of fall in love with it. Everything's good where that's concerned. No scamming, no go on, titles, check with registry, pay my land taxes, my land rates, everything's good. But buying property in Kenya and actually operating a business there is very, very difficult, very challenging. So I'm in the process of getting the required permits to be able to go to Kenya to operate my business by myself. So I have two businesses registered in Kenya. I have one which I won't go into too much detail because that's the one I'm really putting all my effort behind. And then the other one is I own Bodas, which is the bikes, the yeah, the transportation. They're like taxis, really, but you're on the back of a bike. So and that one's pretty easy. You can get a bike for $500 used, or a brand new one for about $1,000, 1,200, $1,500 for a brand new one. And basically, all it is, you tell the rider how much you want at the end of 15 months or 24 months, and the rider pays you daily. So every day you get money deposited in your account. And after when the rider gives you what they agreed amount is, then he gets the bike, right? And I start all over again. So the money that he made me, I can buy two bikes at that time. Now I buy two bikes, and so it continues, right? So basically, it's about trying to empower someone else as well. So he gets a bike, that's his bike to do what as he wishes. He can give the money as soon or take the 24 months if they want to. The other thing I've ventured into, I have a very, very small farm, only 5 acres. So we have chickens. That one is not a registered company. It's not a legal entity. That's more of me taking a chance on someone. That might come to fruition or it might not. The investment wasn't that much. It was like $1,000 and get a whole bunch of chickens. They're laying eggs. I get pictures and stuff every day. Um, but as I said, that is not a registered legal entity. That's just something I'm doing to help someone out. But it would be nice if I get a return on it. So that's the other thing. And then my pride and joy, which I don't want to get into too much, is what I literally want to go and do myself once I get to Kenya. But to get to Kenya, you need to have 100,000 US dollars in a Kenyan bank account. You must have it. That's the only way you're going to get the work permit. Stipulation, I think Ghana's is $1 million, some ridiculous like that. Who have $1 million? Like really? I mean, some people do. I get it, but I don't know. And the United States, it's $50,000. They get your green card. Yeah, but we as descendants of enslaved Africans, not all of us is going to have 100K. So I think a lot of the policies that were put in place in a lot of these countries was really to keep us out. Because I guarantee you, a Caucasian and a Chinese and an Indian, they're going to have the money to go into these African countries and invest. These people are invested in major mining. They're invested in major construction projects and so on. We can't do that. I mean, at least nobody I know can do that, but these people are doing it. So I think a lot of the rules that are in place in many of these African countries was really to keep us from going back. I've said many times that on the flights that I've had going into Africa, Caucasians outnumber Africans on those flights every time, without fail. So, hey, Jason, big up, blessings. So it's like a lot of these policies was definitely written in these constitutions to keep us away. But anyways, I needed to get a Kenyan bank account before I could transfer $100,000 to Kenya. Do I have $100,000? No, it's a loan. I'm taking out a loan basically because I believe in myself and I believe in Kenya that much, and I'm willing to take out a loan to do this. So I needed a Kenyan bank account. To get a Kenyan bank account, all of the banks were asking me for a work permit, and I'm like, this doesn't make sense. I need the work permit to get the bank account, but I need the bank account to get the work permit. So it was like a circle. Then one of the bank threw something else in. You need a KRA pin, which is their tax, like a social insurance number or something. To get that social insurance number, you need to get the social insurance number, you need to have $100,000 in a Kenyan bank. So it was like a circle, a vicious circle that kept going on and on and on. It took me months to break it. Yeah. I even went on a show, the One Mic show, and I was talking to I think he's their Kenyan ambassador, but he's out of California. And he was saying that there's no legal requirement from the government telling the Kenyan banks that you have to have a work permit to get a bank account. This is something the Kenyan. So I had people reach out to me, say they want to help me. One person offered to get me a Kenyan residency for 40,000 US dollars. I tell him I might have been born at night, but not last night. Yeah. Another one wanted, I think it was 2,000 or something for the care to get that. Okay, to get the KRA pin, the social insurance number, you need a letter from a tax agent. So they wanted to charge me like a couple $1,000s for the letter from the tax agent, and then the person who works at the KRA was gonna charge me another couple of thousand to get the social insurance number, and then I had to pay $500 a year to maintain the social insurance number. When all of this, that number is free. You go to the Kenyan government, if you're a Kenyan or whatever, you get that number free. These guys were looking to charge me almost $5,000 for this thing. But luckily, I tell you, YouTube is a godsend. Somebody recommended somebody who recommended somebody. I got a lawyer, and the lawyer was able to get it for me at not even anything remotely close to that price. So I got the carry pin. With the carry pin, I was able to get a bank account. So I now have a bank account in Kenya. Now, granted, the bank account is in shillings, and I don't want to transfer money from Canadian currency into shillings and then transfer back, or I don't want to have to do that. So now I'm getting a Canadian dollar account in Kenya. So that's where I'm at this point. Is I have the bank account coming to fruition. I already have the Kenyan bank account. I can transfer money from my M-Pesa to the bank account, back and forth. I've done a couple of transactions. Everything is good. So once the Canadian account comes into fruition, then I will transfer the whatever the requirement is. It's 100,000 US, so it's going to be like 130 Canadian, 130K, and then I will get a letter from the bank stating the money is in the account, upload it to my file with Immigration Kenya, and that should be it. They didn't ask me for anything else. That was the only thing outstanding from my documents that they asked for. So that's where I am. It looked like I'm in the end stage of this whole process. But because of this process, I really came up with the Coalition for the Repatriation of the Descendants of Enslaved Africans, crdea. Go to crdea-com. It talks a little bit about what we're doing, because I don't know how many people are going to have that much money or be able to get a loan for that kind of. It shouldn't be so challenging, and it is, because and a lot of these other nationalities that are moving there. Some of these people that are moving there now, that's state sponsored movement. A lot of these other people, nationalities that are going there, their governments give them grants or give them special loans to go invest in these other countries, and we don't have that, because in almost all of the countries that we live in, we are, even if we are the majority, we still don't hold the power. Even native Jamaicans is full of black people, but we really don't hold the power in Jamaica. You have maybe 10 families that run Jamaica, and none of them is black. None of them are black Africans. Yeah. So it doesn't matter where in the world we are, we're at a disadvantage. And really, any one of these countries that really open up a proper way for us. Oh, somebody, this is the 21 families. Yeah. I'm not gonna call a name, but if you're Jamaican, you know them. You know them. Them own everything, right? If any one of these African countries that gives us a clear and like transparent and efficient path to some kind of residency, I think that country is going to do well, because we're not asking for the right to vote. We're not asking for any social benefits or anything. We just want to come. We can operate a business. We can buy a house and live and be comfortable, right? Eventually, if somebody wants to get a passport for where they are, then they can, after 5 years or 7 years or whatever the requirement is, then you can get that passport and become a national and vote and all that stuff. So I'm really hoping that one of these governments will give us the right of a vote, and that really is what we're asking for. We're not asking for anything much. I'm not asking for free land. We don't want that. Like the people who really want to go to Africa, we already have a plan. We have some money put away, right? They don't, but some people don't get that. Now, I see where President Museveni of Uganda says we must come home. He said that he has asked for forgiveness for some leaders in the African community back then selling some of us into slavery, because that did happen. We need to acknowledge that. And he has apologized for that. And he said, welcome home, but there's still no clear path for somebody who wants to go to Uganda, because Uganda is like Kenya. If you don't have your $100,000, don't look there now, unless you're single and you're gonna find a Kenyan or a Ugandan to get married to. And I think in Kenya you have to be married for like 7 years or something like that to be able to get any kind of benefit that way. So I really hope, and I really hope and wish that there is some government. And what's her name, Dr. Ericana? They were really pushing something there, but they haven't heard anything else about it. I know Sierra Leone will give you citizenship based on your DNA, but again, not everybody is going to want to go to West Africa because really and truly, it's where you feel when you visit the different countries. One of them is going to call to you. A certain set of people is going to call to you, and that's where you feel comfortable, and that's where you're gonna want to stay. I know for me, it's either Kenya or Uganda. And right, I have never been to Uganda, but I can kind of see the vibe of the people, and that's in that region is where runabout where I want to be. Let me see. Let me read what's going on here. Yo, Jason, enough of them you know too, Enough of them. Yo, man, I used to be in this group in Jamaica called Little People Club. Little People and Team Players Club and Jamaica Musical Theatre Company. And yes, I know a lot of them. And those families still run Jamaica, and they're gonna run Jamaica. And I'm sure if you go to Barbados or you go to Trinidad, it's the same thing. You know what I realized? I saw a Jamaican lady that I follow on Twitter, and she was talking about Indian Arrival Day. And I'm like, Jamaica have Indian Arrival Day, but apparently there's a particular day that Indians arrived in the Caribbean, and it was a big thing for them. And I said, look at this, see? We were there before, and I don't know of a African arrival there, anything like that. So even in these countries that they're our own countries because we're the dominant people, we're the most popular people, we still have no control. I mean, wasn't I was it Shearer? Who was the first real black prime minister in Jamaica? I mean, I'd probably say PJ Patterson, but I think Donald Sangster might have been black, if I my memory serves me right. But yeah, them people still run Jamaica. Yes, Leslie B. It is. Listen, it's challenging, but I know what I felt in Kenya. I know what I felt in Kenya, and I will do almost anything to go back and get that feeling. It is. Let's say it's spiritual, even though I'm not that kind of person. There is a feeling that I cannot really explain that Kenya gives me. When I was in Kenya before, I was on these medication, these pills, and I didn't take the pills when I was there. But wait, yeah, I didn't feel sick. I didn't feel sick at all. You understand? I don't think we belong in this place that many of us are in. If you're in the Caribbean, it might be a little bit different. But I think in some of these countries that we're in, I don't think we belong. We don't belong here. Even the weather, like summertime is not bad. But the minute it start get cold and the place start get dark, it's like, man, come on. I think it does something to us. Yeah, true, Jason. They have mostly organic food. I mean, when I was in Kenya, the food tastes different. The milk don't go in the fridge. The milk stays on the counter in the shelf in supermarket in a plastic bag. It doesn't go in the fridge. I don't know what that means. And it's still good. I mean, that's nobody are dead. Egg the fridge. Bread don't go in the fridge. And here you don't put your eggs in the fridge 2 3 days, them spoil. So definitely there's something in the food here that's not in the food there. Definitely. So yeah. But people, the other thing I want to talk to you about is the petition. I get a lot of people saying it's a good doing. Um, they're all behind it, but the signatures are not showing it. The petition right now have about 600 signatures, and it's just a signature. It's a free petition. You don't have to pay any money. Just sign your name and that's it. And if you want to write a little thing as to why it's important to you, go ahead and write that because when we print them, that will look so good when we're handing it over to the different embassies. I mean, I might even drive down to DC myself and give some of them out. And you know me, I'm afraid America bad. But I'd even go give them out. So please, I'm gonna put the Credea website. I get well look for me, I look up. Yeah, go to crdea.com/repatriation. The petition is there. Please share the petition, sign it. If you know anybody who is a celebrity or anything, ask them to endorse it. It's really just something to say, hey, we're the descendants of the enslaved and trafficked Africans. We're the survivors from the Middle Passage, and we want to come back home to Africa. That's really all it's saying, and it's saying, we're not coming empty-handed. We're coming to open businesses, to create employment and all that stuff. So please and thank you if you can DC area as well. Good guys as well to follow. Listen, Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, believe me, a lot of opportunities there. There's opportunities in fishing. I don't see. I listen. I won't even get into it too much here, but there's a lot of opportunities there. A lot of opportunities, and $100,000, if you can find it, can do a lot in these countries. I mean, if even if you just wanted a summer home or something, down by the coast, you can get something under $100,000. Nice, and I'm talking way under $100,000. If you don't mind driving an hour to the beach, you can get something for like 40 grand. Like really, in Nairobi, I see apartments going from like 35,000 US up. So, really and truly, you can live a better life here. You don't have to retire in Canada. You don't have to retire in England or retire in Europe. You don't have to retire in the States. You have a pension, you're at a certain age, you can collect it. You can go to Africa. So many of these countries are absolutely beautiful. Your money will last. You live a better quality of life. You don't have to stay here and retire. You can even go to some places in the Caribbean. I know my home country is very expensive, but people do it there too. Right? People do it there too. Anyways, it's been what, 20 minutes? I want to say thank you for my first live. Appreciate it very, very much. Please, please, please sign the petition, share the petition, and give us your support as much as you can. It's free to do, and we want to come home, and we just need one country to say come, because I guarantee you, once one leader say come, the other leaders will follow, especially if they see that there are great financial benefits for them as well. Because let's be real, it showed me the money, right? That's why me alone can't do it, because I'm one person. But if I bring a document to them with 10,000 signatures and people saying, yo, I'm ready to come, somebody will listen. Somebody will listen, right? There's power in numbers. Anyways, people, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate your time. Four people here, nice little conversation. I'm reading everything here, but thank you so much, and pleasant good evening, and jagged.